Welcome to my real life spiritual story that I'm going to tell you today, which proves undoubtedly that those we love that pass to spirit, that cross over, never leave us, and they try so hard to let us know that they're still with us, just in a different form. So, my name is Wendy, I live in the UK, and I'll take you back where the story begins. So my nanny, my grandmother, who I called Mum, because I spent a lot of time with her growing up, as my mum and dad were both working. We had a very special bond, and I would often sleep over at her house and lay in the bed with her and chatter away. And she used to always tell me, Wendy, just go to sleep, stop rabbiting. This happened every time I stayed over at Nanny's. I was always talking. I was always known as a chatterbox. And still she would say, stop rabbiting and go to sleep. So the term, for those who don't know, rabbiting, refers to talking too much. It's an old East End saying in the UK. Stop rabbiting, don't talk too much. So anyway, growing up, I and my nanny often talked about spiritual things. My nanny had a belief of the afterlife. So in December of 1993, my nan was taken into hospital with a chest infection. She was doing okay. Everything was going fine. The treatment was working. And then on one particular visit, she said to me, Wendy, if I do pass away, I promise you I will give you a sign that I'm home in spirit. And I said, oh, don't be silly, Nanny. Mum, you're not going to pass away. You're going to come home and we're going to spend Christmas together. On the 23rd of December, I and my fiancé, because Nanny was still in hospital, went to visit her. And we went into the ward in the hospital and she was laying there sleeping. And my fiancé said to me, I think God is calling her home. I was so angry with him. I said, no, he's not. He said, I think it's her time. She was unresponsive. She didn't even, it seemed, know that we were there. Anyway, while we was there, within 20 minutes, she had passed away. I was heartbroken. I was beside myself. You know, everyone said to me, you know, have comfort in that she held you as you come into the world and you held her as she left. But it was no comfort. She was my everything. Everything I am is because of her. And I never even thought about the conversation we had where she said she will give me a sign from spirit. That wasn't on my mind. It was 2 days before Christmas and I had lost the love of my life, the lady that made me everything I am. Anyway, years went by and on the 23rd of December 2014, I was involved in dog rescue. So I had a call from the dog rescue for me to pick up a dog that had been severely abused to transport him to rescue. As it was just before Christmas, a couple of days before Christmas, it was really busy on the roads. And I knew that I didn't really want to travel too far. I had my own things to do at Christmas, but nevertheless, I had this poor dog to deliver so it could become safe. So that day, my husband was off of work and he said to me, I'm going to come with you to deliver the poor dog. So off we set off and we met the rescue in a store car park. It was the nearest one to where I live and it was easier for me to get to and for them. So anyway, while we was there, I was filling out the paperwork and I look round and I see a dog in the back of the car, a puppy. So I said to my husband, what's that dog doing in the back of the car? And he said, oh, I've told the rescue man that we will foster him for Christmas because he had come from a high kill pound, the dog, and the rescue didn't have any space for him. So I said, okay, it would have been nice for you to discuss it with me first. Anyway, we left with the dog to come home and we already had 3 dogs of our own. So when we got home, my husband said, don't come in with the dog. Let me bring our dogs out and we'll do a pack walk to introduce the new dog to our own pack of dogs. We went on the walk and the dogs took to this dog immediately. So after a few weeks, the dog had settled in with us and our pack, and we grew very fond of him. And we decided that after Christmas in the new year that we would adopt him. The rescue was delighted. They said, we are so glad that he found a home with you. Anyway, whilst my husband was snapping away, taking photographs of the new dog, who we named Merlin, we took pictures of Merlin sleeping, Merlin playing, various videos. We couldn't stop taking pictures of him. We loved him and our dogs loved him. And then one time when we was looking at the photos, one particular photo, my husband looked at me and I looked at him and he said, oh my God, look at the marking on Merlin's back. And it was the most clearest marking of a rabbit that you ever did see. And immediately I thought of my nanny, who I called Mum, telling me as a child, stop rabbiting, Wendy, and go to sleep. So I knew instantly that she had sent him to me, because Merlin was rescued on the 23rd of December 2014. My nan passed away, my mum, on 23rd of December 1993. I waited 21 years for that sign and I was over the moon. So what I did, I contacted a very well-known UK spiritual magazine, and they were so interested in my story. It became a short story inside the magazine, and what they wanted to do was publish it at Christmas. So it was published in the December issue of 2016. Why they wanted to do it at Christmas, publish it at Christmas, because Merlin was rescued at Christmas time. My nan, my mum, who I keep saying nan, my mum, she felt like my mum, she was my mum, passed 2 days before Christmas on the same day. So I knew instantly that even though it took her 21 years, she kept her word. And this proves that the bonds of love can never be broken. The spirit tries so hard to connect with us, to show us signs, to show us synchronicities. So that day was meant to be. It was written. It was a synchronicity. It wasn't any coincidence, because Merlin had the clearest rabbit on his back. So many people have spoken to me about it and said to me, it's unbelievable. It's just mind-blowing. And it is. It is. So this is a story here. I can't show you a close-up of it, but it was printed in December of 2016. And it was titled Hoppy Christmas, because Merlin hopped straight into my heart. I do hope you enjoyed this story. And if you've got any comments of your own spiritual stories, I'd love to hear them. Please put them in the description box down below. Thank you for joining me. And I will be bringing more spiritual stories with proof that I have. You know, the bonds of love, they never are broken. Believe that. Lots of love. Bye for now.